the affinities are like Raigeki or something.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live stream number, who knows, I've lost track. But tonight's stream sees us carrying on with development of No Place Like, the JavaScript Phaser 3 adventure, shooter, platformer, who knows. It's all just a wrecking ball at this point. It's all going just sideways in every direction. Anyways, in this stream, we're going to continue on with the dialogue system and hopefully get a working question-answer system by the end of the stream that will allow NPCs to ask questions to the main character and have the main character, or the player, respond with a set of pre-canned answers and progress the conversations in different ways and branch in different directions and so on and so forth. And yeah. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Just gonna drop a quick message in the Discord and say I'm live. Alright, so we've already got an issue and it is assigned to me, basic dialogue system. You might have noticed I went through and added a bunch more issues to our backlog, so now we've got a whole bunch of stuff we can work through in the future. Got 19 open issues now and 22 closed, so we're doing pretty hot. But anyways, yeah, let's get on with it. Basic dialogue system. And we'll boot up check our branch first. Good, we're already on the basic dialogue branch, so no need to change that. And boot up our dev server and away we go. So we already got a lot of the dialogue system working on the last stream on Friday night. We've got a full-on subtitle system, as you'll see here in a moment. So you click or touch whatever character you want to talk to. It looks a little glitchy on computer. It seems to sort of pixelate a bit, but it still works pretty well. It's still pretty readable, and we do need to make it pause and not just ping pong up and down right away, or yo-yo or whatever it's called. So we've got a few things we want to work on. So first thing I suppose would be looking for a way to get that pause working so that it doesn't just come up and then fall right back down again. The text, that is. And one other thing to note is that text is also responsive, so if you take a look at that on a phone, you'll get the same user experience, but you'll get word wrap, so yeah, you don't lose any of the text, nothing gets cut off, it's all Gucci. So yeah, let's start with that and see how we get on. So first things first, we got to find out where and what we're doing anything, and I've got a million files open, so I'm just going to close out of everything and just open the stuff we need. I find that's an easier way to stay focused. Yo, Phil Asheo, JavaScript game dev question mark with the, what's that emoji? Not like this. Yeah, man, it's fun. JavaScript game dev's great. I've been making games in JavaScript since before Canvas was a thing, man. I used to make little div characters and give them text faces and move them around like 1 pixel at a time in like the jankiest way possible. But yeah, no, things have evolved immensely since then. Now we have WebGL. Who would have thought that would be a thing? I believe the subtitle system is working out of level.js, our generic baseline level class that we extend all our levels from. So it's sort of an it's partly here. This is where the show subtitle class is, which is where we're tweening in that subtitle and tweening it in and out. But we also need to have our character class open as well, because a lot of the configuration for the dialogue and so on and so forth happens in our NPC's characters class. So welcome viewers, by the way. Yeah, so let's open that up and let's figure out what's what. So our actual NPC is called Engineer, and this is definitely not the right place. It's where we instantiate him, actually. My bad. So it's not his class, but it's although that actually might be not a bad place to put it, would be his class, but well, we'll look at refactoring things if we have a need to do so. Right now we're just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Everyone's pants. Just flying by the seats of our pants. But anyways, here is where the dialogue is all configured at the moment. So let's get that open on the right side, and we can have the subtitle functionality on the left. Right, so what we're passing in, the important part that we're passing in right now are this dialogue object, which contains sub-objects that all represent chunks of dialogue. So the initial one is the hello chunk, which is just him introducing himself, which I don't know that this is actually how this character would sound like. I mean, it's a little bit, I feel like he would just say like, what you got or something, instead of like, hi, I'm an engineer. How would you like to hear how I can assist you? That just sounds way too faked. But anyways, we'll figure out all the actual dialogue and stuff later. But right now we're just getting the system in place. So yeah, so first things first is I want to investigate these on start, on complete, on yo-yo, on repeat commands. And I also want to take a look and see if we can find a property that can define like a pause on the text. So first of all, I'm going to head over to the phaser docs and see if I can figure that out. So phaser 3 text config docs. It looks like I already searched it last time, so hopefully we'll find it. And what we want is somewhere buried deep in here. So let's see, the style object. Yeah, that's what we want. So search for style and see if we can find, here we go, that's what we're looking for. A reference to gameobjects.textStyle. So what have we got? We've got a line, we've got background color, we've got baseline X, blah, 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 color, fixed height, fixed width. None of this is what we're looking for. We're looking for like, oh, wait, hold on. No. I'm a silly. One whole silly. We want phaser 3 tweens. Tween config docs, which I've also looked up, so apparently I've been down this path before, but hopefully I'll see something I didn't see last time. I was probably pretty toast by the end of the last stream, so let's see. Delay, time in milliseconds / frames before the tween will start, so that's before the tween starts. Oh, here we go. Hold. Time in milliseconds / frames, the tween will pause before running the yo-yo or starting a repeat. That sounds like exactly what we want. So hold, let's put it right under duration. So duration is 3000 milliseconds, which I'm thinking is a bit much. Let's call it, let's say like 1000, so like 1 second. And the hold can be maybe, let's give that a second as well. So it'll take a second to move up, hold for a second, and then take another second to drop down. See how this looks, if all went well. Boom, it held for a second and it dropped back down, but I think we need more than a second. What I'm thinking might be kind of a cool way is we could do it dynamically based on the length of the string being passed in to our subtitle. And we could multiply the number of characters in the string by like, I don't know, like 250 milliseconds per character, maybe? If we were really being clever about this, we could like look up the average reading speed and stuff, but that's a little bit too much work. We're not going to go that deep into it. But let's just say, like, just to test this out and see if this actually works, let's say blurb.length times, yeah, let's just try 250. So 250 milliseconds per character might be a bit much. That's probably a bit excessive, actually, but let's just see how long it holds. Whoa, no, I was wrong. It was really fast. Interesting. Alrighty, what about times 500? Let's see what that's like. feel like this is still going to be fast. Let's see. Yeah, it barely even held at all. That's weird. By the way, Phil, Asheo, if you're still here, do you do game development yourself? And if so, I'm going to say maybe not JavaScript. So what do you like? What is your preference of development? What's your flavor? We're just going to hard code this for now because, you know, that's easier. So 3 seconds for the hold. Let's see how that looks. That works for me. I'm good with that. And yeah, so the show subtitle is more or less complete. We are going to have it. We do need to have a system in place so that it can select the next line from the dialogue, grab that, and feed that into show subtitle. I'm just not 100% where that logic should live. And as usual, my mouse just likes to do stuff. Oh, Phil, tell me if I'm butchering your name, by the way. Phil Asheo, you don't do game development, but it interests you. You typically write tools and lower level stuff with Rust. Yo, that's sick, dude. Used to work in C, but Rust is nice. That's cool, man. I've heard good stuff about Rust. I did a little bit of like, I never really did C, proper C coding. I did more like just C++ stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I have a lot of respect for you guys who can handle that like low level code, man. It's a secret goal of mine to learn assembly pretty well. Even though like really what am I gonna do with that? Probably nothing, but like it'd be cool to have that level of appreciation of like, oh, so like this is what all of this code eventually compiles down into. It all turns into these super like just like basic baseline whatever. It's cool, man. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying Rust. I've heard good things. I haven't tried it myself, but I've heard good things. So anywho, this is the configuration for our dialogue, but the actual no, my bad. This is all happening in the level 1 class for now, which is, we're probably gonna have to tweak some of this, like, well, for now it's probably okay. It will help you to look at registers and figure out what your code is doing, says Phil Asheo. Right, yeah. Yeah, I guess so, hey. That's cool, man. Yeah. I remember I almost got to that point in my like comp sci degree that I did part of and then just decided not to do it anymore. But I was in a class that was going to be doing it, and we almost got to assembly. And just before we got to assembly, I was kind of like, this whole school thing, maybe nah. And yeah, so unfortunately I didn't get to do the assembly part, which is a bummer because I was really looking forward to that, but such is life. So anyways,
it's not that interesting.
What's that?
It's not that interesting. I've done assembly.
Oh. There's someone here with me, and he's saying he's done assembly, which is cool. Right on, man.
Oh, well, it's like you basically control, or you see where each individual transistor is turned on or off in switch.
Right.
Because it's all stored in registers.
Okay, yeah.
Which is just like a bundle of like 8 transistors, or like 14 or 16, I don't know how many.
Okay.
But then it stores your information, and you can control where that information goes.
But see, that's fascinating to me, is that like all of this like high level code at some point breaks down into that. That's so cool to me.
Well, I think the cool part is getting up to this and being able to do crazy things with one line of code. Because it takes like 1,000 lines of code to do what you're doing.
Oh, with like assembly or something.
Yeah, maybe not
like
1,000.
But it'd be a lot, yeah, like, yeah.
Radically more.
True. Anyways, and Phil Asheo says, well, a lot of assembly is now... a lot of assembly now is assembly wrapped in C. Interesting. And unless you're a masochist.
Yeah. Okay, no.
That's funny. Okay. So we got to figure out the next step here. What else do we want out of our dialogue system? I guess we're going to need a way to... Yeah, so we need a way to like select the next thing that they're going to say if it's just like a talking in order, which is actually one of the functions I said we should probably define. And then also a talk random, but I don't think we're going to bother with that right now. This is just kind of like a little like attempt at a solution I just tried to do up in my head, like when I was writing the issue. But a lot of it we've deviated from already, so this isn't necessarily going to be our final implementation, but it's kind of a nice little guideline to have in your back pocket, just in case you get really stuck. But anyways, so I guess the next thing to do will be to, carry on with working with our array of things to say. Because right now we're just passing in a hard-coded read dialog hello. And the read dialog function is going to live in our NPC base class. So let's open that up. Here it is, read dialog. So right now our read dialog is fairly primitive. It's just grabbing the blurb from the dialog object with the key that's being passed in, and it's sending that to the scenes show subtitle function, which is we've got right on this side, which literally just shows the subtitle, nothing more. I'm just thinking of ways that we can tell when the subtitle is complete. What I'd really like to do is to return a promise. That would be like the proper way to do this, because it's an asynchronous operation in the sense that we're waiting on the result of some future thing, even though we do kind of know it is sort of fixed. It's not like an unknown future. We don't know. It's not like we don't know exactly when it's going to show up, but we know we could time it out and just say, 1,000 plus 3,000 plus another 1,000, and then it's done for the milliseconds. But let's treat this like we don't know how long the subtitle is going to show for. In which case we can, in which case I think the way to go is to return a promise. However, it's been a little while since I've worked with promises, so I'm going to look up a quick reference to that. So just give me one moment. Let's just say returning a promise, JavaScript. Sure. Mozilla Developer Network is usually pretty solid. So here we go. Promise 1 is new promise with a function of resolve and reject. And okay. Okay, so I guess we could do something like this, and we could say return new promise. If anybody knows promises better than me and sees that I'm butchering this, please tell me that I'm butchering this and save the stream. It's all up. It's down to you guys. Can't tell you how many times this has already happened. Phil Ishio says, funny how Mozilla is the reference a lot of people use, but people won't use their browser. I tried their new Quantum browser, and I have to say the Quantum browser is solid. As if Mozilla doesn't know their stuff. If someone knows their stuff, I'm gonna say Mozilla does. I think Mozilla probably knows their stuff over W3 Schools, but I can't say shit. I still look up W3 School stuff all the time, so whatever. But I see where you're coming from. You use their developer edition, and it's great. Nice, man. I've probably tried the developer edition, but this is going to be going back a while now because I've been in Chrome for some time now. The Chrome dev tools, I love them so much, man. I can't get past it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sure the Mozilla ones are awesome too, but the Chrome ones are awesome. Also awesome. Is my terrible reasoning behind all this, but anyways. It's really great. I love it. Logic. Anyway, so we're returning a new promise with a resolve and a reject function. Reject we're probably not going to bother with, but resolve we're going to call in one of these functions. So on start, on complete, on yo-yo, on repeat. So I suppose it would be on complete. That only makes sense. So let's just break this out a little bit. Let's say and just get that space out of there and those spaces out of there, and we'll say resolve, and I guess we don't really need to pass anything into it, do we? We're just basically doing this for using the promise for the timing here. I mean, I suppose we could maybe it would be handy to know the key of the, well, that's why you don't use Chrome, because of the DevTools in Developer Edition. Okay, so you're saying like the Developer Edition of Firefox is like too great, like it's so good that like it puts the Chrome tools to shame? Is that what I'm gathering? Because if that's the case, I might have to try it. But yeah, do we need to pass any? I don't think so. So let's just try that. And I need to now try, I want to see if our version of Babel that we're using is going to let us use async await. And oh, I really hope so. Because guys, async awake is a game changer. So async. And we'll just, oh, I guess we do need to pass something into resolve. So let's just say, test. And we'll say const test equals await, this dot, blah, 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 blah. And if I may, if you console log an object and check in Chrome, what do you see? Object. Like, no shit, question mark, says Phil Asheo. Or, yeah, okay, so. No, regenerator runtime is not defined. Oh, no, so I guess we don't have async await in our environment. Shame. Well, that's okay. We can still do just regular old promises. It is the exact same as promises. It's just the syntax is just gorgeous to work with. Oh, pardon me. So the older way of doing it is passing a then with that receives the argument of whatever and handles it much in the same way as a callback, but a little better. This is like a step above callbacks, promises, and then a step above promises is async await. But still, the fact that you can do blocking and non-blocking operations in JavaScript is just a game changer for me. I use it a lot with React.js and Firebase when I'm doing kind of like web app development. And oh man, it just makes life so much easier sometimes. Although unfortunately, I didn't make this environment good enough, so it has to be better. You know what? I'm going to make an issue for that right now, just before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Get async await working in dev environment. We need async await syntax. Need. We don't really need it, but I'm just saying it would be amazing. And we'll put the label of, let's say, refactor, I suppose, and enhancement. Kind of, more or less, sort of. Anyways, boring project management stuff over. Let's say, so yeah, what are we going to do when the subtitle resolves, aka when the subtitle is finished, showing on the screen? Let's just, well, I guess first things first, let's just test it. So we'll say console.log subtitle gone, and we'll just see if our test variable made it through. So and should see nothing, and then when it goes down, boom, subtitle gone, undefined though, so our variable didn't make it through, which is weird. Although, to be fair, we're not actually using this. Yo, Rub It Up TV, what's up? Thanks for joining, man. Not much, we're just working with some promise... Whoops. I'm knocking out my headphones, and we're working with some promises in JavaScript to get, to detect when our subtitle disappears. But for some reason, it doesn't want to pass through the argument, which is a little weird. I thought it was just as easy as that. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Yeah, it should just be foo, right? Yeesh. Alrighty. I mean, we might not even really need an argument, so like for now, let's just act like it doesn't matter and just say whatever, it's fine. And just say subtitle gone, and it's all dandy. It works just fine. It's all dandelion. Do you have to return the resolve? Possibly. No, I don't think so. Resolve, according to their demo, you just passed it in as an argument here, and then the then function takes passes that through, and you should have access to it here, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've done like just regular promises. I was talking just before you got here about how I use async await a lot with my React projects, and oh, dude, async await is a game changer. Or async await, sorry, not awake. Async await is just a game changer, man. It's so awesome. But yeah, rip, rip indeed. So yeah, let's just carry on and pretend like it doesn't matter that we can't pass the argument through, which we might not be able to do. You can do that in regular JavaScript. Async await is an ES6 thing, not a React thing. Yeah, true, but apparently I didn't create this environment quite well enough, because we tried to do it and it did not work. It gave me like an error, like a Webpack-y error that was saying something along the lines of some like one of the something for transpiling isn't available or something. I don't know, but I made an issue for it, so I'm gonna go back and like fix up the environment in a later stream. But I don't want that to be the focus of this stream. I don't want to get too bogged down with messing with the environment right now. I just want to get a subtitle system and a question answer system working. That's the goal for this stream. So yeah, so the scene shows the subtitle blurb, then what would it do? I guess it would just queue up the next one and rinse and repeat, really. Could we be recursive in this situation, or would that just cause all kinds of issues? Recursion just scares me in general, because like it's so powerful, but also like so easy to go wrong if you don't have like your exit conditions or whatever they're called. I guess, sure, let's just try it. Let's add an exit condition in here, because this is kind of recursive, all sort of. So we'll say if this dot dialog. Oh, hold on. Are we passing in the entire... Ew. Oh, we've already got a line index system. Oh, wow. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Back it up. I might have been overcomplicating things here, because we've already got like this line index. So where is that coming from? Right here. We're initializing it to 0. And I think right now that's all we're doing. But interesting. So is that something we would want to handle in the generic level, or is that something we would want to handle in the NPC? Probably not the NPC, really. Although having it in the read dialog function would kind of make sense to track all that in there, because then you're just telling it read this entire dialogue and then do whatever, I guess. Yeah, I think we should keep this logic in the read dialog function of the NPC class, not in the level. So I'm gonna cut out this line index business and keep it all with what we were going, in the direction we were going. Yeah, so const line equals blurb.say line index, but we're gonna switch this out and we're gonna just say, might as well just replace this with line. So now it's just expecting a string, and its only job is to show the subtitle and return a promise of when that subtitle is done, skis. So, if this.dialog key, and now we are going to have to do something to track the current index of this dialog. So let's just make up something on the spot. Let's say dialog index, very creative. And so this dialog, so yeah, the dialog at this key at the current index, and we'll say, I guess this will, yeah, let's just make it a tract like this for now, and we'll say this dot dialog index equals 0. So so we're doing basically the same thing as we were doing in the scene, but now we're doing it in the NPC class. And there will be a little bit of advantage to that later, I'm anticipating, but I could be wrong. We'll see. This is all pretty not premeditated. I'm basically just, yeah, flying by the seat of my pants. That's my catchphrase. So let's say if type of this.dialog key index does not equal undefined. So if it is undefined, it'll carry on down here, in which case we'll just say nothing? I don't know. This would be like the exit statement, so I don't even know if we actually need an else, but so if it is if it is defined, we'll call read dialog on it. Although I'm not sure if this is actually going to be the right scope within this then function, but we'll see if it gives us some weird error or not. All right, so read dialog. Oh wait, oh, man, damn it! Hold on. No, I'm going about this the wrong way. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Got to back this up now. Because read dialog is currently expecting the dialog key, which is a reference to one of these bad boys, like hello, tutorial, got junk, thanks, new weapon, etc., so that it knows which chunk of dialog to work through. In this case, our say array is just a single string, but they could have multiple strings in there, which would indicate multiple lines, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to call read dialog on itself unless we extend read dialog a little bit and we say, let's say index equals, we'll default it to 0 so that you can call it without specifying it, but then, oh yeah, and then we might actually be able to do this in a properly recursive way. I don't know. Let's just try it. So let's say index is 0, and then we'll say, or so blurb is going to have to be different. We're going to have to say blurb is of key index, like that. And then here we're going to have to say index plus 1. So if the next index is not undefined, right? Logic. If the next index is defined, let's read it like humans do, then we'll call, hopefully the right scope, read dialog, and we'll say pass in the same key, and we'll pass in index plus 1, which we checked for and should at this point exist. So there's a real possibility this code's just going to explode and crash everything, but it didn't. All right, so, oh, I guess, hold on, but to test this properly, we're going to have to actually create another line in our little speech here, our dialog, our say property. So let's say, hi, I'm an engineer. Let's just say, make this a little bit easier on everyone and just say, wow, that's not easier. Make this easier on everyone and say, what you got. This guy's gonna be a man of little words. I don't got all day. This is a test. Shout out. Rub a dub TV and Phil a show. Ready? If we get this working, the NPC is going to give you guys a shout out. Uh-oh. I'm seeing no subtitles. This is a problem. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. Ashio. Okay, Ashio. Sorry about that, dude. Phil Ashio. Cool, man. It's a cool name. I like it. Ashio. Cool. I'll remember it. I will remember it. So let's see. What's tripping it up? Indeed. So does it work ever since we started returning a promise? That's probably the first thing to check. Oh. Shio. Long not short. Shio. Ashio. It almost sounds Japanese, but if it was in Japanese, I would spell it like that or something. Brandon Can, yeah. What's up, dude? What is that emoji? Fail fish. Ashio. Oh, Aishio. Oh. Aishio? Oh, man. Not, oh, A. Wow. Yes, no. Phil. Ashio. Right? Ashio. Yes. Alright. Let's, yes! There we go. Got it. Boom. It only took me 3,000 tries, of which I probably repeated the wrong answer 30 times. Anyways, let's see. This is looking decidedly complicated already, so let's just cut out this entire then callback and just see if it works by itself without bothering with the caring about the resolve. So yeah, that doesn't trigger it at all. So something's up with our business. Phil Ashio. Cool, man. Yes. Alright, so yeah, our scene.show subtitle is not liking this whole promise business, so return new, don't we have to call then on it to, or does it just, yeah, I don't know. Back to the Mozilla docs, shall we? Promise1.then. let's just say dot then. Oh no, it was working with our callback at one point because it was working, but it wasn't. It was yes. Okay, hold on. So there must just be something funky with the code we just added into that function, our then function. So let's just test this, see if this does anything. Confirm that it's not totally broke. Nope, totally broke. Well, it's logging stuff. Oh, hold the phone. It's whoa! It's logging lots of stuff. What's going on? But I'm not seeing the subtitles. What's this all about? Also, I'm gonna skip this song just because I've heard it a few too many times now. Oh, maybe it's because of our refactor where we're dealing with the line instead of the... Let's see what this is actually... Oh yeah, I bet you it's passing in an empty string or something. Bet you 2,800 million... Nothing, because I'm poor. Yeah, it's undefined. Line 52. Or, that's not... Wait, what? Oh, right, that's our transpiled line 52. Yeah, console log blurb. Okay, so that's returning undefined at the moment. So that's what's tripping it up. So let's just console log our whole dialog and just take a look at the structure that we're being passed, or that we've got in this at this point. So here we go. So we've got, yeah, we've got access to all the different dialogues, and we're looking for hello. So could it be that we have the key wrong? Let's first check that out. Boop-a-doop-doop-doop. Nope, we've got the key right, so that's not the problem. So let's try this dialog. Just move on up the whatever stack. And there we go. We've got question is true. So this is all our information about what we're looking for. Oh, right, because we got to say dot say index. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just noob nubbin all over the place. Noob nubbin. That kind of sounds dirty. There we go. What you got? So now let's see if our logic that I totally deleted is going to work. So it was just if type of this dot dialog, but we're going to have to tweak it. So key and dot say index +1 does not equal undefined. So if the next if there exists a next say, say is not the best like term for that, but I don't know. If there's a next say element in the array, it's like the most butchered coding English. Could like coding English be a thing? Like, you know how they say like when you like mix Korean with English, it's like Konglish, and then like if you mix coding with English, like if you mix JavaScript with English, would it be like Javglish? I don't know. These are the things I think about. Anyway, let's see here. Let's say this, hopefully the right scope. Read dialog, pass in the same key and the index +1, which we should have checked, and hopefully it's not going to blow up in our face. So let's see. This is almost like, this is like a weird combination of like recursion and, hey, it works. It's a weird combination of recursion and promises. I've never done that before, but it works. Works on my machine. Shout out to Rubadub TV and Phil Ashio. Got your name, I think. Gibberish. Oh, what do you mean, Oh, Jenglish. Just gibberish. That's what we call it. It's just gibberish. Fair enough. Jenglish, though. Yeah. Hale26. Hey, by the way, welcome Hale26. Alrighty. So, what you got? Now that hold is starting to feel kind of long. That's why I wanted to dynamically base the hold off of the length of the... Just always. It's the best. Yeah. There you go. There's another one. Alright, so let's see. What's... I do want to make that hold dynamic, though. That's bothering me now. So it's got to just be like line.length times... I'm sure 250 milliseconds would be like plenty. Because like if you think about... Okay, let's just try it. Yay, so now it's holding for a long time. It's not just disappearing, but I think that's too long. So let's try like even way less, like 100 milliseconds per character. Something like that. Let's try that. See how that reads. What you got? I don't got all day. That should be a little bit longer. And then this is a test. Should be kind of short. And then shout out to Rubadub TV and Phil Ashio. So almost messed up again, but that holds for a little bit longer. I think that's decent. 100 milliseconds per character. That's all right. That works for me. And now it's dynamic at least, so I'll just put a little comment here for the future generations. Dynamic hold length, or let's just say 100 milliseconds per character. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So that... Yeah, alright, cool. So that gets you through a dialogue of just, or a monologue, I suppose. That gets you through a monologue. That's what we should call it, is read monologue, not read dialogue. But anyways, so now the next thing on our agenda for tonight is we need to get the basic dialogue system to account for questions and display the answers on screen and have those answers be selectable, and have whatever answer is selected determine the course of the conversation, like link to a different key in our dialogue object of that NPC, or have a callback that then triggers some custom functionality if they choose a certain answer, like if they were to, I don't know, open a door or something like that. We could do all kinds of stuff with that, but point is it'll be useful in the future. So let's see. I'm thinking now, where would be the place to check for question? Because we have within our configuration, we have this flag right here, question is true, if it is a question, and then if question is true, it'll also expect this answers array. And if question is either false or not specified, then it won't matter. So only if question is true, then should it be checking for these answers, and also displaying them and stopping completely mid yo-yo, I suppose. So we're gonna have to communicate with this show subtitle a little bit. Well, actually a lot of it, because yeah, we're gonna have to communicate with the level a lot of it, because we're also gonna have to get those answers on the screen. So let's break this into chunks, shall we? That's always kind of the best way to go about these sorts of things. So I guess first things first is we just have to know, is this a question? So that's easy enough because this blurb property will have, yeah, the blurb property is going to have a question index if it is. So what I'm thinking is maybe at the very end, because it could have like a dialogue leading up to the question, or a monologue again, excuse me. So if it has a monologue leading up to the question, then the array of, the say array could have like multiple things, like in this example. So let's just change this up. Sorry guys, I'm getting rid of your shout outs. So let's say, what's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. I don't even know. I'm just making all this up. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. Now, then at the end, he'll say, what you got. What you got. And then... Oh, these answers now don't make any sense at all. So, answer 1 could be, I got stuff, bro. And that'll link you to got junk. And now... flips the desk. Oh, no. Put it back! Okay, I'll, hang on a second. We'll get you in here. So I got stuff, bro, or, let's just say, huh? And that'll take you to the tutorial. How about that? There you go, Phil. Got another shout out. I heard Phil pronounces his last name Shio, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. What you got? So first of all, let's just see this new dialogue in action, shall we? So just confirm everything's still working. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. I heard Phil pronounces his last name Ashio, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, Phil says perfect. What you got? So now the whole idea is we want that the last element in that say array. We want to hold it on that one when it's a question. When question is true in our blurb object. So let's say else if blurb dot question. So if that doesn't exist or it's undefined, that'll be false, so it won't ever enter this. If it's true is basically the only time I anticipate that this would be entered. But it's Ashio, not Ashio. Ah, man! 5 out of 7. Yeah, it might be. Sorry, man, I'm just, like, the worst. I'm butchering names everywhere. Butchering names and cashing checks and breaking necks and butchering names. So if blurb is a question and we've gotten and we're at the point where there isn't a next one. Oh no, that's too early, isn't it? Because at this point I guess we could have it show the answers, but it would be nice. Nah, we got to have the question on screen at the same time as the answers, otherwise people are going to forget what the question was. So this approach isn't quite what we're looking for. So hold the phone. Let's see. So if type of dialogue key, say blah blah +1, so checking if the next one does not equal undefined. So if the next one is undefined, that's our exit condition. Otherwise, it calls itself. The read dialog calls itself recursively, sort of recursively within a promise. This is weird, but anyways, yeah, recursion inside of a promise. Who would have thunk it? I'm sure lots of people have thunk it. I'm just new. I'm new. Don't mind me. Okay, so this dot read dialog key index +1, and so it's almost like we need another if statement saying if type of this dot dialog dialog dot key. I mean dialog key dot I can't type. Say index +2. So looking 2 ahead. If this one No, if this one... So if 2 ahead is undefined, give that 3 equals, is undefined, then we'll say this dot, I guess, scene dot show question. We'll make this function in a moment. Rub-a-dub TV, yo, you're back. No problem, man. You had to switch to your keyboard quick. Oh yeah, no worries, dog. What kind of keyboard are you rocking? And also, Hale26 says, is it possible to put it in a pretty dialog box, custom font, fade out time, escape to skip? Later, says Hale26. Later for sure. Right now, I'm gonna say probably not, but later, yeah, that's definitely something we can look at in the future, man. Why don't we add that as an issue right now so we remember to do it? Make, let's say, give dialog system a nice box. Oh, I got you. You have 2 different mechanical ones, but when your wife sleeps, you have to unplug the loud one. Ha, fair, man. That's very courteous of you. So yeah, let's see. So Hale26. So as suggested by Hale26 on Twitch. I'm just gonna straight up copy your message if that's okay. Hope you don't mind. Boom. Nice. Oh, nice, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Posting it in the in your Discord. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, but like, what? Just curious. Like, I mean, the bot's like broken, you said, but what is the bot that you're using for that? Because you've got like hella bots in your server, man. It's sick. So give dialog a nice system a nice box. So we'll do that in the future. But yeah, for now we're just trying to get it to show question, and we'll say show question. Oh, and you know what? Show question could also be return a promise, but the promise should contain the argument of whatever answer they chose. See, this is why I thought promises would be a good idea. Deep down, I somehow knew. Just kidding. I'm not like that. I wish I was. Anyways, so this.scene.show question, and we'll say, let's just say, pass in the whole blurb, and I guess it'll just handle that. Scene.show subtitle blurb. Yeah, I might as well just pass in the whole blurb object. That works. And then we'll say .then, and have a function that handles their answer. And so hopefully this will get called after they answer the question, and it'll contain the answer that they chose. Yeah, thanks, man. So close to 50 followers. You can do it. Cheers, man. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm close to that. Close to that, and close to the 3 average viewers too. I'm pretty hyped on that, man. Oh, and you said it's a now live bot, integrates with Discord and parses people to see if they are streaming. What? Then it searches them based on Twitch integration. Dude, that's some like next gen. That's like a next gen bot right there. That's cool, man. Right, so anyways, this.scene.show question blurb, pass in the blurb, and then expect an answer. And for now, we'll just console.log answer. Or, well, that's just going to tell us literally a string of answer, so let's not do that. Let's say answer. Here, answer. Now we need to implement this show question function that we, so blatantly called. So show question on the scene, well, the level class, which is extending scene, and it's expecting a blurb argument, which is just the entire chunk of conversation that we're at, or that we're currently reading over, blah blah blah. Now, how are we going to do this? So we're going to need to display the subtitle in much the same way, but we're also going to need to display all of the answers as clickable buttons on the screen underneath the question. So I'm thinking that what we're going to do here is it's going to look a lot like the show subtitle function. However, instead of having an on complete, actually we're not going to need any of these, so get rid of all of those. And in fact, we can get rid of most of these too. We only need the on complete one for this. So ditch all of these. That was just lifted straight from the source, or the docs probably. But what we do want to do is we want to add a tween. We don't want it to yo-yo, so we're just going to say false. Well, I guess we do still want it to yo-yo, but we want it to hold indefinitely until they until they click an answer. So really, no, we don't want it to yo-yo. We want that to be false, and we want repeat 0. That's right. And hold. Well, hold is not going to apply in this case because we're not going back down until they click something. Then we're going to be adding another. Okay, actually, hold on. Before we do that, we're going to add. So we're not tweening it right now to the window.innerHeight. We're going to say window.innerHeight minus. Let's just throw in something arbitrary for now. Let's say like 100, just to move it 100 pixels from the bottom of the screen. But eventually, that's going to be moving it by the answer. I guess it's going to have to be a group or something. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get them to align nicely alongside each other too. I'm just thinking of that now. Just thinking if there's any other approaches we can take for this for UI. So Rub-a-Dub TV asks, what exactly are tweens? Are they just a way of handling transitions for objects? Yeah, so like effectively it's just like a way, just a handy little thing of animating stuff. So like when we click him and that subtitle slides up, that slide up is a tween, and that slide back down is also a tween. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell. But you can do like way crazier stuff with them. You can basically, any visual property on your object, you can animate with a tween, basically. So like you can animate X and Y position, or like alpha or tint, or all kinds of stuff. Do you know if the tween is hooked into the global game tick, or is it outside the game tick? You know, man, I wouldn't be able to tell you on that one. That's like a bit too deep into the phaser source code that's deeper than I've gotten into the phaser source code as of right now. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. But I think Phaser 3 is all on GitHub, so you might be able to dig through it and find out if you're wondering like to have something like that in your engine too, man. Because it's a super good. It's a really handy piece of functionality. So if you were thinking about adding it to your engine, definitely do it, man. It's worth it. Short for in between A and B. Whoa, Hail26, you're blowing my mind, man. I didn't know that's what that was. Your engine has a transition class that does something similar. Yeah, right. Like, I mean, in CSS it's called transitions, and it's effectively the same thing. So yeah, man, it's yeah, call it anything you want. Call it like animatron 50,000. No, don't call it that. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, so now, okay, let's get back to our show question function. So before we even show this question, we're going to need a group of answers to Or I'm just wondering if perhaps for now. Okay, I'll ask you guys. Phil Acio. I think I got it that time. I would say tweening is interpolation of steps between point A and point B. Pretty much what Hale said. Yeah, so you guys are way just beyond what I'm even trying to figure out right here. You guys are on it. But so I'll throw out into the chat here. So you guys, I'm throwing this up to you guys now. Question time. Phil Hatio, thanks. My mom gave it to me. You're funny, dude. You're a funny fella. Okay, so question time, QA time. Would you guys, if you're playing a game, would you be annoyed if the number of answers that you were allowed to choose from for a question, any given question, capped at 2? Basically, there's like one answer on the left, one answer on the right. I'm basically just being lazy, and I don't want to figure out a way to basically implement my own flexbox in this up in here. But if we only had if we maxed the number of answers per question to 2, then there's a really easy way I could display this on screen. You skip all text because you're not into the story, says Hale26. Okay, fair enough. This is the thing. I recognize a lot of people do that. I have done that too in the past. So Hale, we've got 1 vote for I skip all the text. And Rub-a-Dub TV says you skip text a lot too. Less thinking is the win for me. Okay, so less thinking. So less thinking could kind of lend itself to less to choose from. Maybe, I don't know. It's better if there is a real consequence to the choice. Less thinking equals less options. Okay, yeah, so less options, good. We got votes for less options then. And Hale26, yes. I'm hoping to actually get this system such that it if I wanted to read a book, I would read a book, says Phil Acio. Fair, okay, yeah, fair enough, guys. So I'm confident in saying that we're good with doing the limiting it to 2 answers, which is sweet because that means I can do a lazy way of I can use a lazy UI trick right here. Preach, guys, much preach. All the preach. Okay, so now we're gonna need some more texticles. Don't worry, I said texticles, children, not that other word. Anyways, let's see. So, I'm gonna say derp. We'll say this dot ans left equals this dot add dot text. Hale26 says, if you could go to a certain level because you need to go there first, or you can take a harder route. Okay, yeah, I see what, yeah. Gotcha, yeah. So this will add text. Now, where this positioning is going to be sort of important here, because this is where it's going to appear off screen, and this is what we transition from to it appearing on screen. So the subtitle is appearing at the window inner width divided by 2, which actually is going to be the exact same, because that represents the center of the x axis of the screen. So inner width divided by 2. Good. And window dot inner height. And since we were using that arbitrary 100 before, let's just use that again, even though really I should calculate this in some sort of clever way. But oh man, chat's going off the chain. Yo, grosso ego ghosto so 69. Sick name, I just have to say. Visual Studio Code, Sublime, or Eclipse. As you guys can see, I am Visual Code, VS Code. And Hale26 says, I'm a lazy artist, not smart enough for anything else. What? Bro, I would say that's not true. You've been contributing heavily to our conversation already. Anyways, let's just let's get this going. So initially it's just going to say ANS1, even though really this is going to be changed in the future to whatever the answer actually is. And our configuration for this will be font family is sans serif, just like before. Color is going to be the same, FFF. Oops, but this ain't CSS, so we gotta put strings there, boyo. But we're not going to be using stroke, we're going to be using background color, not set background color, you gosh darn autocorrect. Background color. Wow, I am not a master of my own keyboard. 0, 0, 0, and we're also going to throw a little bit of padding up on this sucker. So we'll say padding, let's say just like 5. Stroke thickness we don't need to deal with. A line. Are we going to have to worry about a line? Not especially, I don't think. No, actually, wait. Yeah, we are. Okay, so in the left side, we're going to say, you might have guessed it, align left. Oh man, chat's going just off the chain here. What did he win? Oh man, I'm so out of this. You can't rush art. I'm just reading random messages at this point. Ah, rah. Tell me more about it. Haha. Alright, so, yeah, so the left side is going to be aligned... No, sorry. Ooh, just to throw a wrench in here. The left side is going to be aligned to the right. Dun dun. And the right side is going to be aligned to the left, just to mess it up. Oh my god! Did I? Oh, wow! Hey! Grosso Ego Ostoso 69. Shout out for that follow. That was the 50th follow on this channel. Hey, this calls for a full screen. Bro, thank you. That was a huge moment, and I totally missed it because I'm a dork and was way too engrossed in this code. But hey, Rub-a-Dub TV, thanks for shouting that out. And I thought I had a sound effect. I tried to set up a sound effect with Streamlabs so I would actually hear the follows and I'd stop missing them. But anyways, hey, congrats, says Rub-a-Dub TV. Cheers, man. Cheers, bro. And virtual imaginary drinks all around if we were in a bar. And yeah, shout out. Anyways. Don't worry, bro. It's fine. Thanks, man. That was just a big moment and I totally missed it. But anyways, let's get this subtitle thing going. Yo! Back at you, man. Okay, so the left answer aligned to the right, which totally makes sense. The padding we got, the opacity is going to start as 0. Because, again, this is the initial configuration for our stuff. Word wrap we're actually not going to have to deal with because this is just going to be like answers, so it should only really be like... you know what, maybe I should just put word wrap in there for good measure, because if they're on a really small mobile device, then like maybe they might like wrap the answers, so I guess just, yeah. Oh, but then what would the width, oh, the width would be half the screen, so it would be width is window.inner width divided by 2, and I guess use advanced, sure. I still don't really fully understand what that advanced word wrap is all about, but seems to work, so. Anyway, now we're gonna have to fiddle with the body a little bit. And Phil Asio says, yo, you need to bounce. Have to implement this feature on a color palette program I'm working on. Take care, guys. I'm out like a boner in sweatpants. Word, dude. Yo, Phil, before you go, I'm gonna drop another link in here. No, hold on. I gotta actually get this to like, I don't know. I gotta stop generating these on midstream, but If I was smart, I would just have one on my profile. But yo, Phil, if you're still here, definitely consider joining our Discord. We'd love to have you. You're a riot, bro. Anyways, so this dot ans left, so for answer left, dot set origin. In this case, it's going to be 0.5 on the x. That's no, sorry. Pardon me, not 0.5 on the x. We want it to be a full, I suppose, 1 on the x. So it's moved over completely. And on the y, the y, why would the y be anything? Y is y. You're Dwayne, Dwayne Elysion, Mountain Dew, Herbert, Camacho. Later. All right, Phil. Catch you later. Oof. All right. So set origin, and on the Y. Yeah, I guess 1. Sure. I don't know. Sometimes I just guess and hope things work out for the best. Often I guess and hope things work out for the best. So set scroll factor to 0, so that way we're not, the camera isn't messing up. Wait, async await don't work? Rub It Up TV asks. Negatory, good sir. I'm afraid that my setup of Babel with Webpack and Phaser don't seem to like async await just right now. I tried using it and it gave me some kind of like Webpack error. So I made an issue though. There's an issue on the GitHub page. So we made an issue. Get async await working in dev environment. It's important. Yeah, I am transpiling down. I'm transpiling ES6 into ES5, so it works on everything. Oops. So set scroll factor 0, so that way it's not affected by the camera, or it doesn't move with the camera, that is to say. Not subtitle. ANS left. Dot set alpha 0. Oh, I guess opacity probably doesn't work, does it? That was like a property that I was just trying to pass in, and then I set the alpha the proper way. Oopsie dizzle. Now let's say this dot subtitle dot set position, and we'll say window dot in. Hold on, I should think about this before I just start typing. Oh, didn't we? Why am I setting the position after? Oh, because I'm putting it at the. Oh, that's funny. Why am I doing it like that? Huh. You know, for the life of me, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with that line of code, so I'm not going to copy it. So, this should give us one answer on the left. Let's put together the answer on the right, which is going to be pretty well the same. And the only difference is, of course, it's going to be called right. So let's be a little bit cheaty and not actually type right a bunch of times, because yes, you are correct, ladies and gentlemen, that I am that lazy. Boink, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And that's right in the house. And now we need to change up a little bit of stuff here. So all of that is going to be much the same. The origin, however, is going to now be 0 on the X. So it should float it over to the other side. In my mind, this all makes sense. This is how this tends to go, is it starts that way, and then does it really make sense? The computer will be the judge of that. Anyways, align to the left. Word wrap, all that stuff's probably fine. Padding, yeah, I'm thinking, well, whatever. We'll see what this looks like, and we'll see if it's even. I guess we gotta. Well, okay. Whew. One more step before we can test. We gotta add the tweens just to make sure that the left and right answers actually get moved up from their starting position, which is off screen. So show question, just gonna basically jack this tween function, call it a couple more times, but the subtitle is no longer the target. Instead, we're calling ANS left. Also not really feeling this one. Sorry, guys. Sorry if anyone was really into that song. I don't know. I like the I'm all about that drum and bass. I'm all about that, like, fast soul music. That's my kind of stuff. Anyways, so yeah, that effectively is all the same, except for we don't want minus 100 anymore. We just want it to be flush with the bottom of the screen. Ergo, window dot inner width, inner height. I mean, window dot inner height, and all right, let's see. See if this works. Here we go. This could be a miracle. Miracle waiting to happen. Let's watch him. What does he say? I've been sleeping all day. I heard Phil pronounces his last name Ashio, but it's actually Ashio. And he's not stuck. Okay. However, uncaught, we're getting errors from our promise. Reference error, line is not defined. Okay, so that's from level JS 247. Level 247. Oh, but of course that's the transpiled version of 247, so that's not the actual version. So let's see. So it's referring to this when we're setting the subtitle text. Oh, wait, am I doing that in, oh, yeah, I'm doing that in show question. Oh, because I'm setting it to blurb. We want to actually process blurb a little bit. So actually, let's leave line, but we'll redefine it in here. So we'll say const line equals blurb dot, what's the structure again? Let's have a look. Blurb dot, so it's starting here, so it would be blurb dot say, blurb dot say dot length -1 to get the last element in the array, because we know we're at the last element at this point, because that's when the answers actually get triggered. What's your Webpack version? Version 4 something. Let me tell you. Or, yeah, I guess we could do. Yo. Oh, hold on, didn't like that. What's up?
Yo, you got the password.
Oh, it's on the fridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
you...
It's okay. Sorry guys, I just got some friends over, they just needed the Wi-Fi password. Anywho, we can also go like this. I'm using Webpack 4.28.4, allegedly. Out of here. So anyways, line is not defined. Yes, we're working on that. That actually should be fixed by now. Right. There we go. Let's see if it works. What's up, G? You made it this far last time. I've been sleeping all day. That delay might actually be a little... Oh, you know what that delay should be? We should have a configuration setting for that, so the user can choose exactly if they want to wait a long time or a short time on text. Anyways, line is not defined again. Funny. So... weird. It would have access to that. Which is it in show question? Yeah, it's in show question. Okay. Oh, did it actually update or nah? Oh, maybe we just were looking at an old version there. That might have been it. Anytime I hear a song on this playlist I like, I always write it down. Because eventually my plan is to make my own playlist of all just the ones I like. Oh, we got a different error. Alright, good news. We're moving along. So uncaught, again in the promise, cannot read property length of undefined. Where are we reading length in the promise? Are you sure that's in the promise? Line oh, it's not in the promise. Blurb.say. So it's saying, why is it saying that? Why is that not working? And actually, you know what? I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So in our hold, we're going to say hold it by 10 milliseconds per character instead of 100. So that should make things a bit quicker. And we're also going to cut out some of this. Since Phil's no longer here, we're going to ditch his line and just stick with 3 lines. So hopefully all this testing is a bit quicker. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. And then an error. So it's undefined, apparently. So where are we passing it in? Show question, blurb. We're passing it in the then function of... that should be defined, shouldn't it? Why on earth is that not defined? Let's just try this here. Good chance I'm getting stuck on a real easy error again. This happens to me a lot. Okay, what's up, G? What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day and then undefined. Oh. Should it not be what you got? What happened to what you got? Interesting. Oh, you know what? I think we must have a problem with our logic here, where we're trying to look 2 indexes ahead in the say thing, the say array, and we must just be skipping the last one, I suppose. Because, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? This would have to... I imagine we'd have to swap the ordering around like this. So else if... In my mind, this again makes sense, but if there's a... maybe not. Let's just try it, see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Whole computer blows to a million pieces. Shrapnel everywhere. Hey, it showed the last one, and then it errored, saying, cannot read property length of undefined in level 1 show question, and we're logging out undefined from our show question. What is blurb then? Is it anything? What up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? There we go. Now we've got what you got. Oh. Is blurb at this point? Oh, I'm silly, because blurb isn't the whole object. Wow, blurb is just the... Yeah, okay. Well, I'm silly. This is actually line. This isn't the blurb object. This is... Blurb isn't even the blurb object. It's just... Oh man, this is brutal. This is getting out of control. Blurb, so change that to line, that to line. Now hopefully this is a little bit more sane, but you know, to be determined. Sanity TBD. So what's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Still an error. Okay. Uncaught, impromise, type error, cannot read, property length of undefined. Why is that still undefined? Gosh darn it. Gersh darn it. Oh, wait, wow, because I still have that. I don't still have that logic. That might be a reload problem again. Let's stand by. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Yay! So it doesn't show our answers, but you can see what you got moved up the screen closer, so we're winning. We're coming out on top. We got this. So what you got now, we got to show answers underneath this, although that plus 100 from the bottom is a little much, so let's maybe down that to like 50 or something. But point is, it is working. It's working. It is working. I love that, man. In Germany, how they pronounce W like a V, so much cooler. I just like German accents in general. I think they sound super cool. And we want, instead of plus 100, we want plus 50. Wait, should I be, whatever, plus 50, sure. Up G, I've been sleeping all day. What you got? It does, like, it kind of disappears and then comes back, but that can be like a little bug that we fix later. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that one. The point is the functionality is still there, it's just a little jank. Jank is allowed in this version of the game, I dare say. And our MVP version of the game allows for a certain portion of jank. It's this much, but really this much. Okay, anyway. However, our answers are still not appearing on screen. Oh, but you know what that's probably because? That's probably because I didn't give them a depth. So let's say this dot answer left dot set depth, same as subtitle, so 5 for UI. This dot answer right dot set depth, also 5. Let's try this again. Sup G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? What you got? And there's our answers. Look at that. And they show up right flush with each other. I'm going to space that out a little bit, but it's pretty damn close to what we want. It's still moving it up by like 100 when really I was hoping for 50, but whatever, we'll fix that in a minute. First I want to get those answers spaced out a little bit from each other, so we'll say answer left, the X can be window.innerwidth, so the center, but we'll say, get it even deeper into these brackets, and we'll say minus 10, and then, wait, was that left? Yeah, okay. Now right is gonna be same deal, but plus 10. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Come on, VS Code. Get it together. Really, VS Code? You're gonna be that way? Fine. Don't let me put brackets around things in the lazy, easy way. Ah, there you go. Tricked you. Plus 10. Sup G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Boom, and now our answers have a space between them. Well, it's a little bit too much of a space, so I'm going to adjust those 10s to 5s, and then I'll move on and we'll be fine. And also, I don't want to set to the inner height anymore. I'd like to set this to the inner height. Let's just say also minus 50 and just see what happens. See what happens. If it all overlaps and is doomed, then, you know, I guess that's just how it's happening, but see how this goes. That text animation is cancer, says King440. I'm hoping in a good way. I don't... Like, cancer being a good thing is still a just new concept to me, but... Oh! We had a little bit of dynamicness in that. Like, one went up slower than the other. That was funny. That was a little odd, but I must have just not... I've got inconsistencies in here somewhere. That's all on me. Plus 50, and there you go, plus 5 right there. So that should be plus 50. That ought to solve it. Cancer equals 10,000% shit. Oh, bro. The feels, though. Alright, so that's good. I just want that to not be overlapping, so we need to move it down a tad. So instead of minus 50, let's say like minus 25. And then we'll throw in another 25. And see how this goes. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? And then you can answer, and it waits for you. Beautiful. So now we actually have to fill in these answers and make them clickable. But that's pretty straightforward. That's easier than the stuff we've been doing. So, or well, I should never say that. Knock on wood, but I don't really have wood, so I don't know. Knock on tile, ceramic, whatever. Got a weird desk. Okay, so yeah, let's get those. So I guess the show question function is going to also have to take in the answers. So the line, but then also the this dot dialog key, and we're going to say not comma, dot, not dot space, just dot. Wow. You know when like you don't look at your code for like half a second, then you look back at it, and it's like when you're reading a book and you lose your place in a paragraph and you're just like, what even happened? I don't know how to read anymore. This is how it ends. It's all over. Although that'd be a weird way to go, is anyway. So this dot dialog key dot say, no, not say, we're actually looking for the answer, I believe plural? Answers, yes, answers property, so we need that, and we need to accept that in our arguments, so answers, and I guess, you know, we're gonna have to restructure this, so because we're kind of forcing it to we're limiting it to 2 answers per question, this is now going to be an object, and we're going to say left, even though I don't really want to do it this way. I would prefer it to be an array and have like as many answers as you want, but that's going to be a whole, like, figuring out the responsiveness on that is just going to be kind of savage, so for now, we're just going to convert this array into a slightly more jank implementation of an object version. It looks something like this, left and a right, but it's all good. And we'll just say this dot answer left dot set text answers dot left, and this, oopsies, this dot answer right dot set text answers dot right. Radio. Now let's see if that text actually shows up. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? And boom, error. Cannot read property left of undefined. I probably just didn't save that file. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Try that again. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? And oh no! Object. Oh dear. Oh, right. That's just because I'm silly and I need to reference the reply property, apparently, is what I'm calling it. Dot reply. Cool. Doink. Sub G. I've been sleeping all day. What you got? What you got? I got stuff, bro. Huh? Looks a little funny centered that way, but again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. This is the MVP version. Stuff doesn't have to be totally perfect. It just has to work and not be totally super mega jank, but like minimal jank is allowed. So I would define this as minimal jank. So now we just need to make these clickable, and then we've got a little basic dialog system with a QA component. So yeah. All right. So the next thing we need to do is back up in our constructor. We're gonna have to, or is this constructor or is this init scene? I think this is init scene. Yeah, init scene. But anyways, in init scene, we're gonna have to add some clever events to this. I wonder if we could do it on the fly. I wonder, does phaser have an off function? It must. If phaser has an off function, then we're gonna be golden. Phaser 3 off. No, not offset. How dare you? How dare you? Phaser 3 off. Must include off. Event emitter. This is where it would live, probably. Yeah, off event. Okay, cool. So you can just turn it off, remove the listeners of a given event. So yeah, cool. Brilliant. That's what we're looking for. So now, so I guess starting off they'll have nothing. And then we'll say right here, actually, when we're setting up the question, I'm going to add a little bit of commenting to this just so it all makes sense. Set the text of line plus answers. Set the click/touch events. And we'll say this dot ands left dot on pointer down, and you know what, actually hold on, we're gonna say a couple things. First we're gonna say if the if answers dot left dot what's it called, I don't actually have an example of it in this config that we created for this dialog, but effectively we're going to be able to pass in either a link to property or a callback for answers, and callbacks will execute custom functionality when they click that answer, and whereas the link to property is just going to link to a different dialog key. So this dot left answers dot left dot let's call it, say, callback. So if, or let's say yeah, whatever, callback is fine. So we'll just say type of, if type of callback does not equal undefined, then we'll say this dot ans left dot on pointer down, and we'll pass in answers dot left dot callback. So that'll just execute the callback directly. But before we before we say, before we pass in our on event, we're gonna just turn off any existing events. So we'll say this dot left ands left dot off, and we'll switch off anything that was existing on the pointer down, just to clear out any old functionality that might be in there, just in case they've gone through a couple dialogues at this point. Now this dot ands left dot pointer down. Now we're also going to have an else statement here, which is going to handle the default behavior of just linking the question. Actually, this we can move out here and just say clear any old events, and we can do the same with answer right. Righto, root. Answer right, dot off, pointer down, blue, blue. So this dot ans left dot on, yeah, we got that sorted. Now we need the else statement, which is going to handle the default behavior of linking the answer left to answers dot, no, what am I saying? Just a function. And in that function, now I'm just thinking now, we're actually going to need a reference back to what? Back to our NPC, I suppose. Sorry, just another drum and bass song. I gotta write it down. Hasker. Okay. Yeah, what are we linking back to? The NPC, or we're gonna need access to this NPC so that we can call its read dialog function again to execute the new. So yeah, why don't we just make our lives easier and just pass in answers, and we'll also just say this. Pass in a reference to the NPC and show question, and we'll just say NPC. Ollie D's, shout out for the follow. I knew I got that sound effect working. I must have just been on the wrong screen. I didn't put it on both screens. Silly me. But shout out, Ollie D's. Thanks for following, bro. So this dot ans left dot on pointer down, blah, blah, blah. Got that working. I keep looking at that one even though it's working. Now on pointer down, the default behavior is going to say NPC, which is referring to the NPC that we're passing in, which is itself. This whole like passing stuff around through all these different like arguments is a little bit, seems a little bit janky to me sometimes. Like I just wonder if there's a better way, but and I'm sure there is. There's bound to be a better way. There's always a better way, but can't get hung up on those better ways, otherwise you'll just be in analysis paralysis for your whole life. Anywho, so npc dot read dialog, and we'll pass in the key of the that's attached to our answer. So answer dot left dot, what is the property? Link to. Don't you guys just get hyped when you listen to drum and bass music? I love it. I don't know about you guys, but drum and bass for me, it really does it for me. It's my special coding music. That's why I want to make the playlist of just that. So yeah. So answer.left.link to, and blah blah blah. Yeah, we're passing in the NPC. And what else does read dialog need? It needs a, oh, it doesn't actually need an index. It defaults to 0. So yeah, we can just say read dialog and the link to of the answer. Brilliant. So now we just have to do the same thing for the, set up the same thing for the right answer. You know, I actually quite like this left answer, right answer system. It's quite, it's simple, but simple is good. Simple is going to lead to like a nice experience for the player, like a simple experience for the player. They're not going to have to think too much. They don't, their max amount of choices they're going to get is too many. And yeah, they just, again, they won't get caught up in that analysis paralysis. You know what I mean? For sure, you know what I mean. Boom. So now it should work on the right side. And yeah, let's test this sucker out, because this could very well be a working dialogue system. Oh man, how exciting. Boom. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Then you can say, what you got? I got stuff, bro. So let's check what these are actually linking to. So, I got stuff, bro, links to got junk, which does have some stuff. And let's say, so we hopefully reads the tutorial. Huh? Uh-oh. No, oh, nothing. Oh, right, but I know why. We gotta set them as interactive. I always forget to do that. So let's say this dot ans left set interactive and ans right set interactive. Now that ought to do it. We should be able to click our answers. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Huh? Uh-oh. Well, at least it threw an error. At least it threw an error. So let's see. Answer is not defined. Funny. Oh, of course it's not. We're using answers plural. Where are we saying answer? Right there. That's where we're saying it. Is that the only place we're saying it? No. Oh. Yes, right there. Boom. Answers. Cool. Let's give this a go. Doink. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Heh. Oh, interesting. Oh my lord. Oh dear, you mean. Oh goodness. Oh no. Oh dear, this is not working as expected. Oh dear. Oh dear. He's definitely walking through the tutorial and it ends in an error, just a crescendo of bugginess. So I get, okay, so I guess first things first, we gotta get our answers out of the way and move our, or tween our subtitle back into its position so that it actually goes off screen when it refreshes. Naro2 says, hey, what's up, dude? Or lady? Human, fellow human, if you will. How's it going? Are you having a good night? Or day, or, yeah, again, all of the above. So this, so yeah, we gotta get the, okay. We gotta get these off the screen, and we gotta bring that down. So we gotta bring basically everything down. You know what, I'm starting to think we should make some more generic functions for these. So yeah, let's do that before we start copying and pasting code everywhere and making it wetter than water, if you know what I mean. Get it? Because like dry code versus now it's wet. Anyways. Okay, so let's move it out of the screen. That's what we gotta do. Oh no, sorry, we gotta generalize these moving functions. So that's from question, so that moves it into question position. And oh, but wait, we kind of need to be able to pass in that resolve function into the onComplete, which is kind of a drag. So okay, so fine, we're throwing dryness out the window and we're just gonna do what we want. So this is moving everything to there, and we want to move it back to, well, I guess the original positions for the answers. So let's do those first. Let's see, so where are our answers positioned originally? They started life right here. Should be the same for both of them, except for the, well, we're just concerned with the Y anyway, so yeah, what am I doing? I don't need both of those, I just need the Y. I just need the Y! The Y of the matter. That's the hard part. True, though. Generally it is. Anywho, let's say now, in really every case, so in any of these functions, it's going to need to happen. So really, let's say, we'll deal with the callback later, and in the read dialog one, we'll say, we need to tween to that, so we need to say this dot tweens dot add, and we say some config, and first of all we need to target something, so targets this dot hands left. Oh, it would be okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just make it basic first and make it cooler after. So targets that. Oh, you know what? I think I can pass in an array here, can't I? I think I can. In which case, this is going to be easier than I thought. So this dot ends left, this dot, yeah, ends right. And then we're going to say the Y value is our what we stole from up there, so putting it back in its original place. Alpha would be 0, and E's can just be power 1 like everything else. And duration, same again as everything else, 1,000 milliseconds. Yo-yo is false. And repeat 0. And let's see here. That ought to do the trick, at least for when they click the left answer, but when they click the right answer, okay, you know what? No, this is going to bother me. We do need to abstract this into its own function. I'm sorry, people. So let's just say hide answers. Easy as pie. Now it just calls that. And hopefully that array syntax works. We'll find out in a second here. So we'll say this dot hide answers. Just jack that code and throw it. Wow. Throw it right there. See if it hides the answers for us when we click an answer. What you got? Stuff, bro. There we go. Now we just, right, we need to get this back into place. So we also need to move the subtitle not here, but to its original, no, not to its original place. We need to move it to this place. So let's just basically jack this tween, and I guess in hide answers would be a good place to put it. And we'll say subtitle, move it to there, alpha that, hold is not going to apply, yo-yo is going to be false, and repeat will be 0, and we don't need a non-complete function, although we might, but maybe not. We'll try. Let's just see. Sup G, I've been sleeping all day, what you got? And then we can say, huh? Okay, I'll tell you what I do. It's still oscillating just up and down. It should be going off screen and bummer. Okay. I wonder if it just, yeah, I don't know why that's happening. You know what, guys, will you just excuse me one moment? I'm just going to grab a drink of water and or pop. Be right back in about 5 seconds. Just kidding. More like 15. Leaves for water, comes back with coffee. Whoops. Sorry. Alright, let's get her. Get it poppin'. Oh yeah, that's really hot still. Okay. So let's take a look at our show subtitle, because that's what's going to be doing the yo-yo business. Very suspicious. I'm not really sure what's going on here. What can we... Oh, and it's throwing an error still. Okay, so that's the thing. But we'll deal with the error later. First, I want to get it so that it is going off screen when it changes dialogue. Because, like, right now it just kind of goes down and up. But what's drawing it back up there instead of off screen? Well, that was even deeper into the messy land of messed upness. But, see, so what's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Boom, what you got? And then you can say, I got stuff. Oh, that's not going to work. Maybe it will. Oh, whatever, that one works. Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, now this is... And you know what else is that it's changing the text when it reaches the top instead of the bottom, where really it should be changing the text when it reaches the bottom. Also, let's just take a gander at what this looks like on a phone real quick. So I haven't even thought of checking that yet. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Now, moment of truth. What you got? That looks much the same. Huh. Right, so it moves it down, but then up from there, and it changes at the top. So it's the fact that it's changing at the top is kind of a good hint for us. So it should really be changing at the bottom. So it's yo-yoing. It's yo-yoing. Okay, so it will be starting. If anyone's got any ideas, shout out in the chat on this one, because this one's a little bit trickier. I'm a little out to lunch here at the moment. Also, it's 11:36, and I usually try to wrap up these streams by midnight my time. But I'd like to see this working before I go offline, so we're gonna try and get it through to completion before I peace out for the night. Okay, so let's just throw a console log in here just to see what's happening, what's executing when, so we can visualize that a little bit. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. Yeah, okay, right, so it's executing. Oh, okay, well that was working fine, so we don't actually need to bother with that just yet, but let's clear this and see what happens. So yeah, it's when it's at the top that it's changing. So it's completing, so it's moving, it's starting here, moving down, holding down and then moving back up. Whereas it needs to be starting off screen, moving up, and then holding, then moving down, then changing. So it's almost like it's flipped around in a sense. Oh, point blank, Ted, you missed it. Yeah, we got we've got a real basic QA system going on now. So check this out. Ready? You talk to him now. He'll give you a full spiel instead of just one word. He gives you a full sentence, full few sentences, and then you're prompted with a max total of 2 answers. And after this is where all hell is kind of breaking loose at the moment, and instead of the subtitle should move down in my mind, then move off screen, change, and so on and so forth, but I'll just show you what happens. Kind of just moves up and down, and it changes at the top of the animation, which means the animation is starting up here, moving down here, holding, yo-yoing back, then changing. So yeah, something's kind of ass backwards in our code here. Let's see. Okay. You know what I think it is? Yes. Okay, I think it might just be the order that I'm calling these functions in. This straight up could be the whole bug. Because if it's reading the dialogue before it's hiding the answers, it would make sense that it would think to... Yeah, okay, so let's see this. Let's see this in action. This might be a solution. It's not going to solve that error that's crashing at the end there, but it should maybe get the positioning right. So let's try this again. Ag! Ag! That's all I have to say about that. Damn. Alright. Hurt. Sorry, just another song I like, gotta jot it down. By the way, if any of you out there are streamers, this playlist that I've got on the go is literally, it's called Gaming Music. It's on Spotify. It's by a record label called No Copyright Sound, aka short form is NCS. And straight up, all of these songs you're allowed to play. None of them have copyright notices, and it's all just gravy, and you don't get any copyright strikes, and you're allowed to play them. And it's decent. Like, if you like EDM, it's pretty decent. Okay. So we just... Yeah. The problem is that it's starting here... No, sorry, starting up high. Animating to there first, then back up. Yeah, okay, so again, I think it is just the order that things are happening in is throwing it off. But why it's happening in that order is still unbeknownst to me. So, yeah, also point blank, Ted, our read dialog function is this like wacky combination of promises and recursion. And, you know, if I actually had to walk through this code line by line and tell you everything that it did, I'd draw a few blanks, but oh, here we go. Hail 26. Is there something about the anchor point of the text or the text size changing and the coordinates? It looks like the timing works for the single line. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really think right now what the problem is that it's just in the wrong Nah, hold on. No. We want everything to be animating nice and smoothly. We don't want any like cuts in this up in here. So I thought I had a maybe solution, but no, I don't actually. I just retract that. But yeah, so is there something about the anchor point of the text? I think the anchor point is good because we always want the anchor point to be about here, where my mouse is, in the center at the very bottom of the text, because that way, when we're just moving it down here... Okay, you know what? Maybe our hide answers isn't doing the trick. Although, you'd think it would. I wonder if it's because we're like, we should... Okay, you know what? New solution. Let's say hide answers after callback. Callback equals just an empty function for now. Defaults to an empty function. But then we'll just say on complete here, and we can pass in our after callback. So then this, whatever we pass into the hide answers, whatever callback we pass into hide answers, will get executed on the completion of moving it hopefully down to the bottom of the screen. Maybe when the answer part spawns, it needs to be separate, possibly. And Point Blank Ted says the first few seem to work, or is it the same process for all the dialogue? We've got Point Blank Ted. We've got a show subtitle and show question function. Those both live in the level, just because that's part of the UI. And then we should probably abstract UI into its own thing at some point. But the read dialog function lives inside the NPC. And whenever an NPC is instantiated, you can pass in this big ass dialog object, which is where all these properties and stuff come from. So it's basically the same process, but it's just the same process starting in a slightly different position, which I think was the problem. But I'm gonna try this callback approach because I think this might solve our issues here if I'm on the right train of thought, which I sometimes am. So let's see. Show question. Now, instead of going like this, what we're going to do is we're going to say hide answers. Or, you know what? Better yet, why don't we keep with our approach of using promises for everything? So let's just do that. So we'll say new, or return new promise. It's not that, is it? It's a function, I think. Yes, executor with a resolve and a reject. And we'll throw all of our tweens into that. And then in the callback function, or in a complete function of the moving the subtitle, the answers doesn't matter. We don't care about on complete for those, but on complete for the subtitle, when it gets put into its place, we'll say resolve. And that'll resolve the promise and call the then function. So that means we can go up here, show question. We can say this dot hide answers dot then. So after the answers are hidden, we go like this. We'll read the dialogue. Oopsie daisies. So home boop. And then basically we want the same thing here, but we want the right answer, not the left. So we're gonna replace left with right. Boom. Okay, let's try it. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Huh? Okay, so now it's working better, but it's just not animating the, it's just not moving the subtitles off screen when they change, which is really odd. Not really sure why that would be a thing. Unless... Oh, no, hold on. Read dialogue. Funny. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that of all the potential logical errors. So let's see. Let's see that one more time. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? What do we got? We got, huh? So it does move it into the right place, but now the subtitles are just cutting and they're not moving at all. So it's like the tweens are never being activated, but the set text is. So I wonder why that's the case. Let's throw out some more. Wait, let's watch those console logs actually and see what's being called when, because we were already logging a little bit when we're just logging our gibberish anytime on complete is called for one of the subtitles. So boom on complete, boom on complete, and then we say, huh? And we say, okay, I'll tell you what I got. So on complete is still firing because we can see this console log is, this gibberish is being logged over and over every time the text changes. So on complete is still firing. That's so weird. So like, so it's like the tween is running because the on complete method is running, but it's not tweening it? Oh, wait, no. Okay, I know what's going on. Cause this show subtitle moves it off screen, on screen. It doesn't do anything to move it off screen. So we're just moving it into the exact same position over and over and over again. So, okay. So what we have to do actually is just basically say, I'm doing something janky here. I'm setting the position like this. So we'll just say in hide answers, we'll just say, instead of moving the Y to window.inner height of the subtitle, we'll move it to inner height plus the subtitle's display height, which will move it exactly off screen and should trigger our animations properly. So what's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? I got stuff, bro. Or, huh? Okay, I'll tell you what I do. Boom, there we go. I can make you new weapons. Beauty. It is working again. It's alive. And he's chattier than I really envisioned this guy. I imagined this engineer dude to be a man of few words. He lets his work speak for him. Talks in grunts and stuff. Whereas I'm thinking our main character can be like a really chatty dude. Although I'm thinking also more like a Zelda style for this game, where you never actually really see his dialogue, but you see it through, you know, like the answers and stuff that you submit in the game. Anyways, now let's fix up this bug. Cannot read property left of undefined. Coming from level.js255, but you can never trust that because it's the transpiled version, so... it's the show question that's tripping us up again. That's interesting. So why is show question being called at the end of that speech? Let's take a look at the config for that. Tutorial. Yeah, so tutorial isn't a question, so that shouldn't be triggering the config. But stranger things have happened. So again, this is probably meaning we're gonna actually have to understand this like jank logic that I made here that's just kind of worked. So what now? Because further debugging is required. So, what's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? And then got stuff, or huh? In this case, we're gonna say huh. And then he's gonna run through his big tutorial speech, and we're gonna sit here and endure it with our sped up version of the text. So recap, blah blah. Don't really need a recap, but anyways, now gets to the end function, and then it's trying to call show question, which is really odd. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is throw a console.log in here to say show question, just to see if we can follow this these calls a little bit here. So what's up, G? Again, I've been sleeping all day. What you got? Blah blah blah. I really got to reduce some of this dialogue to make testing less annoying, but it is also kind of fun to see like something like working in progress with like somewhat actual text that we might use in the game, you know? So show question was called. So it did go through that route to show it, to call show question, which, you know, really I probably could have deduced without the console log, but it's nice to have that confirmation. So let's see, this.scene.show question, we're passing in line, we're passing in, right, and we're passing in dialog key answers, which in the case of tutorial is going to be just undefined because we didn't specify the answers. Oh, hold on, I'm not even checking the question at all. Oh yeah, so I also got to say and let's say this dot dialog key dot, let's say is question. I like that better. So is question, not in there. Dot is question. So now we just need to switch that in the config because I, on the fly, decided to change the name of the config property. Not is config. No. Freudian slip, people. Is question. True. And another one is question. True. Cool. What's up, G? Been sleeping all day. What you got? What you got? Huh. Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I make you new weapons. So you do wow, I can't read at all. I sort of speak English, I think. So hopefully the whole point of this is that it doesn't error. Yay, we got to the end and it didn't error. Look at that, wonderful. So now here's an extra test for us. Can we trigger in the same dialogue again, or will it be all messed up? Nay, we can trigger the same dialogue again and it doesn't break. What you got? I got stuff, brah. So let's get that alternate path on this dialogue working, shall we? I got stuff, bro. So that's linking to, let's check the config. Answers, I got stuff, bro, is linking to got junk. And the got junk is a question. It is, so he asked, what have you got for me today? Or so he should. And then the reply is, I've got some stuff, and that it triggers a callback answer. And but we gotta update the format of this because we decided to change the format of our answers from an array, sadly, into an object. But you know what, I'm gonna make an issue about this right now because I don't like that and I want it to be an array. I just don't know a good way of getting all that on a responsive screen in a nice way. So dialog system, oopsies, dialog system config, dialog system config answers key should take an array. One should be able to specify as many answers as they want and have them display nicely on the screen in a responsive way. Currently, this system is limited to 2 answers per question. A left and a right. Boink, done. This game is coming along nicely, says Point Blank Ted. Mine's being neglected this week. Oh, sorry, you were talking with Rub-a-Dub. Right on. Yeah, so by the way, everybody watching right now, for all of y'all who are developers, which I'm guessing is most of you, if you feel so inclined, feel free to hit this project up on GitHub. It is open source, so we are always open to pull requests and whatever contributions you think would be good, whether that's a bug fix or if you've got an idea for a feature or anything at all. Feel free to make a pull request. As long as it's not breaking anything or ruining anyone's fun, I will merge that sucker in. And also, if you feel like you would like some direction in what you want to work on, feel free to champion any of the 22 open issues that we currently have. I basically just went full ham on this the other day and started like submitting loads and loads and loads of stuff that I thought would make cool enhancements and refactors, and there's like one bug left, but yeah. Anyways, so yes, just the little pitch on the open source side of this thing. Also, Rub-a-Dub TV asked Point Blank Ted, what is your game? And yes, actually, yeah. Sorry, I just had a little mental space there. I had just a little break. Anyways, I got Stuff Bros and oh, it did work. Oh, that was funny. It didn't seem to. Oh, hold the phone. I guess we don't need this in phone mode anymore, by the way. We can do this in make it full screen. Rub-a-dub, you had a busy day, this stupid build tool issue. Oh yeah, I remember you were mentioning that earlier. So I came home and wrote a plugin. Probably won't be able to work on my game for a few days. Ah, that's a drag. Sorry, bro. Oh man, that's funny. So like the click on that on the left answer works, but it's like the positioning of it is off. It's like the click area is wrong or something. That's no good. Anyways, and it's also throwing us an error when we go that route. So let's see. Let's fix the error first, because that's probably going to be a bit easier. Yo, JL, what's up, dude? Welcome to the live stream, bro. Good to see you. It's been a while. Well, has it been a while? Or were you were here on Friday, maybe, I think. Didn't expect to see me up. Yeah, I know. It is kind of my bedtime. I should be like signing off about now, but we're really close to getting this dialogue system working, and I want to get it committed and online so you guys can play it at home. Also, I really need to add WSAD controls to this version of our sprite, because currently only the cursor keys work, and that bugs me. Anyways, what up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? What you got? Now we can say, huh, and it works. And he tells you his little spiel about everything. Make you new weapons, blah, 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 blah. What is GDC, you guys? game dev. It's one of those times I wish I worked for a game company. What is GDC? What is GDC? I must know. Is it like a game dev conference? Yeah, called it. That sounds. Oh, dude, I didn't even think of game development conferences, man. I've been to like a bunch of web dev ones, but game dev ones are probably sweet. Oh wow, now I really want to go to one. Guys, we should all go to one together. And somehow get the ticket prices waived, because I know the tickets are like legitly expensive for those conferences. This one's the largest, you think, says Rubadub TV. Dude, rad. That's sick, man. The coolest conference I've ever been to was Web Unleashed in Toronto. That one was a riot, man. It was sweet. The coolest presentation I went to at that conference was it taught you how to, in JavaScript, program 8-bit music. That was pretty cool. Also, Faceit is going to be announced something pretty large there. Faceit? Faucet? Faceit? Anyways, but if we say I got stuff, bro. So where does the clicks work and where don't they work? This is my question. Basically, this whole side is out, not happening, but over there is fine. So what have you got for me today? And then error. So the error is just because it can't read the reply. And fair enough. Wait, wow, I've got a whole error in here. What's going on? Oh, yeah, that would help if I actually like finished doing this properly. So that's the left, and this is the right. Reply. I just wanted to chat. And this is gonna, and he'll tell you to get lost if you just want to chat. Go away. Link to go away. And that's not an array anymore. Now that's an object. Now no more errors. Oh, Faceit, it's a platform for gaming. Woo! Neat, man. See this. Faceit, your leading competitive gaming platform. Whoa. CSGO, PUBG, Dota. Neat, man. Rad. Favor that. The founder is part of our community. Whoa! He said they're launching a new API for games to integrate with their stats, leagues, matchmaking systems, etc., and focusing on indie games for the launch. That's dope, dude. Wow, that's cool. That's rad. He's part of your the Discord or your community, man. That's sick. That's super cool. Okay, so we need... Yeah, we need just... Well, that's fixed, but we need to create a new key for go away, and also apparently we've got an error. Where's the error? Oh god, this is going to be brutal. Oh, hold on. I think I've got one too many... I do. One too many curly braces there. That's probably better. Let's just see if this works first of all. What's up, G? Sleeping all day. Okay, we've heard this before. Got stuff, bro. What have you got for me today? What have you got for me today? I've got some stuff. I just wanted to chat. So I've got some stuff is should be calling the callback, which will do nothing at this point, and it won't hide the answers or anything. It's just calling the empty callback. I just wanted to chat. We'll probably throw an error or just, yeah, because it's referencing something that doesn't exist yet. JL, you said you're working on upgrading your Bro PC. Nice, man. Right on. Yeah, also, yeah, exactly what Rub-a-Dub TV said. What kind of upgrades? I'm curious, too. Spagelios, Rub-a-Dub TV. The new improbable system for MMOs. You're struggling with figuring out the RAM. Right, man. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is gonna like make me sound like such a noob, but I for real just took my computer to the computer store and I was like, please give it more RAM. And they were like, all right, give me $40 and I'll put more RAM in it. And I was like, okay. I really don't know anything about hardware. I'm just scared I would just destroy my computer by putting the RAM in, like sticking the RAM into like the processor or something and just being like, isn't it fit? That's something like, that's what I would do, realistically. I'm a software guy, I ain't hardware. Not yet, anyways. I'd like to learn, but anyway. Okay, so let's add that new key of go away. And he's just going to go off on a little rant here, so he'll just say, ain't you got anything better to do? Ain't you got anything better to do? I'm busy here. Please leave. He'll be polite about it. At least he's polite about it. Buy and install. He's got 4 times 2 gigs, some to 8 gigs. Right on, JL. That's actually what I'm rocking in my beast at the moment. Is I'm up to 8 gigs of RAM now too. But I've got two 4s. 2 4 gigs. If that makes a difference, which it probably does. What's up, G? I've been sleeping all day. What you got? What you got? I got stuff, bro. What have you got for me today? What have you got for me today? I just wanted to chat, actually. It's funny that you can't click on them anywhere. Ain't you got anything better to do? I'm busy here. Please leave. Haha, beauty. And that should reset everything, so yeah, what's up, G? Brilliant. You can check compatibility. Oh, on that site? Whoa, hold the phone. That site's going in my favorites. Thank you. Thank you, Rub-a-Dub TV. That's going in my favorites. I need something like that if I'm ever going to learn how to do anything hardware and not break everything. Just plop in the motherboard and then pick the RAM and it will tell you. Hail26 says, how do you check for the motherboard in Ubuntu again? Grep something. Oh, Hail26, I wish I could tell you. He got Optipex 7010. And if you know what type model motherboard, I think, you have everything is easy. Point blank Ted, women probable. I'm just reading the chat now. I'll let you guys are having your own whole thing over there. I'll work on this game. So anyway, what you got? I got stuff, bro. And stuff, bro. You got for me today. And what about it? How about it? Should we implement the callback answers tonight, or should we save that for the next stream tomorrow night? Please leave. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna have to call this stream tonight. I'm gonna call it there. Yeah, so thank you all for joining me tonight, and huge shout out to, well, everyone. Just huge shout out for everyone for being here. I'm not going to name names, but basically a huge shout out. We hit 50 followers today, so that none of that would have happened without all of y'all guys, and I appreciate it more than you guys could ever know. And yeah, I just wanted to say a huge thanks from the bottom of my heart. I never thought that I would get to this level at all, ever, let alone get to this level in about 2-ish months. So cheers for that, you guys. And anyways, we got a lot done in the stream. We've got a more complete dialogue system now. I'll still commit the code online so that you guys can check out the source code that we changed and just review the commit and do what you want. Again, the project is open source, so feel free to contribute if and when and how and whenever you will. Other things I should say in my outro. Thanks, Sarek Den, says Point Blank Head. Rock on, dude. Hope to see you next time. Other things I should probably say in my outro is I'm on the social medias, all the social medias. So if you like Instagram, if you like Facebook, if you like Twitter, I don't post a ton on there yet. I'm trying to get my social game up a little bit, but at the moment I'm a bit of a social pariah. But if you want to follow me, feel free. I'm at Sarek Den. And also, if you would like your name to appear in the future credits of any of these games, do check out my Patreon page. Donating $1 per month will get your name in the credits of this and every future game, even if you later decide to stop donating. I'm not supposed to say donating, but whatever, that's what I said. And yes, so there's other perks for people who are willing to throw down more, but I think $1 per month, get your name in the credits forever, not too bad. And yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that stream as much as I did. I really enjoyed it. I love doing this for you guys, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it too. So catch you next time. I stream Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you're around, catch you then.